You want to get happy?
I'd love to right now.
You're a classic game show fan, aren't you?
I certainly am.
You watch Buzzr?
When I can.
Well, you can watch it on buzzrtv.com/watch. And there is something you might want to watch. Starting March 30th, in a shock to everybody, Concentration with Jack Narz will be airing on Buzzr.
That is amazing.
Now, we don't know the status of these episodes, but we do know that they're going to start from 76. That the episodes that Buzzr will be airing will be from 76. And I find it amazing that Buzzr has been able to get Goodson shows like Concentration, Classic Concentration, and GSN completely failed to do so.
There you go. Because, I mean, it was a big shock when they first got Classic Concentration with Alex Trebek, because that hadn't been on TV in almost 30 years. Now we're getting stuff with Jack Narz. And I was very happy with the way they promoted it, that they made a rhythm track out of the sound of the trialin going, and they made like a rhythm track with that in the background. That was so cool that they did that.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, the thing was, they originally, with the Trilons, they got the board from New York and had it shipped to Los Angeles, and it was kind of on its last legs anyways, because they kind of made the Trilons go faster.
Yes.
Because originally it went... and instead it went... and now this one goes...
Yeah.
And we also get... now, this B76, I think this is around the time where they started Pick 3. The Pick 3 format. To make the game go faster.
Exactly. Because you want to try to fit in 2 games and a bonus round in a 30-minute time limit.
2 bonus rounds.
That's right.
Because the winner of the game got to play double play. And around this time, double play had its own little game, a little match game. 9-square board, 3 prize packages, the cars, and a wild card. Whatever you matched first, you played for. If you had prizes up and a wild card is picked, you played for all those prizes. So it's quite an interesting watch for Concentration.
It is, and Jack Narz is a very underrated host.
Mm-hmm. I talked to Jordan Haas about this on Game Shows, I Suppose. And he was like, he was a host who just gave zero care about it. It's like, alright, you got some bed sheets, now flip these 2 Trilons over and solve the puzzle.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Like, Goods and Todman shows, they kind of were chintzy on the prizes. Especially in 1970, yeah. I mean, the original Concentration, they shelled out for decent stuff. But some of the prizes that you got on Concentration, they were like consolation prizes. You got paint and kids' shoes and stuff like that.
Sandwich bags.
Sandwich bags. Yeah.
Yep. Sandwich bags, 6 pairs of kids' shoes.
I mean, I kind of guess they did that instead of the gag prizes that the original version had, but that was kind of the charm, those gag prizes. Like Adam's Rib or Adam's Apple. or 4 3-leaf clovers.
Or 3 4-leaf clovers.
Yep. The from the 6th annual Challenge of Champions. But it's a way to get sponsors on the show because immediately after the show ended, Jack Narz said bye-bye, then they went to end credits. But yeah, this is going to be really interesting to watch. And it's going to start March 30th at 7:30 p.m. Now, what's occupying at that time slot right now? The all-new Let's Make a Deal with Monty Hall. And a lot of people wondering what's happening to it. Is it just going off the air, or is it being moved? Well, it's being moved. 8:30 is now when it's going to be airing. So it's taking away a time slot of Supermarket Sweep. And so Supermarket Sweep will still be on Primetime, but it'll be on at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Isn't it quite interesting, Brian?
It's very interesting. I mean, it's just amazing the things that we're getting now. I can remember, if you and I remember, we remember the Game Show Network during what they call the dark period.
Yeah.
Where we were getting stuff like Treasure Hunt and Hollywood Connection, Ruckus, and all this other garbage because they couldn't show any Goods and Tobin shows.
Oh, they showed they showed some good stuff. They showed Chain Reaction. They showed Break the Bank. They showed Jackpot.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, but the thing is that then, I can remember, if you remember the early kind of nascent days of the internet when we were getting people who had their dream schedules, and we always were having people who had stuff like Scrabble and all the Reg Grundy shows. Like, well, they'll never get on. Now you got a network because Fremantle owns everything now. You can show Sale of the Century, and you can show Classic Concentration with Jack Narz, and we're seeing more and more the Match Game Hollywood Squares Hour, if only for the train wreck factor. But it's a really, really, really amazing time to be a game show fan if you like classic stuff, because Buzzr is a network that is what Game Show Network used to be, if I can use that phrase. And they got good people behind it who love classic game shows. And it's just really kind of cool. I mean, it's different. I remember the reason why I was a little leery about it was I had gotten a questionnaire. I think a lot of fans got questionnaires. Of
let's talk about that questionnaire.
One of the things they offered was you could have foreign game shows, and of course you know which one I plumped for, obviously.
Oh, of course, Family Fortunes.
Oh yeah, well, that and British Millionaire if they could ever show it. But anyway.
I picked a show that they could air.
What?
Which just got canceled, unfortunately, in the UK. British Take Me Out.
Oh, yes. I love Take Me Out.
Yeah, Paddy McGuinness in all of his glory.
Yeah. Or you could have had Blind Date with the late, great Dame Cilla Black.
No. Heck
Laura
no.
Love.
No. Dirty little secret about that show. She sucked. And she's a complete tool. In other words, I can't say on the show. But something else I do want to talk about that thing, and I have a sneaking suspicion what's going to be happening in about 3 months.
What's that?
You know how Supermarket Sweep is now on 9 o'clock? 6 p.m. Pacific?
Mm-hmm.
Think back 30 years ago. What was its time slot on Lifetime?
It was, I think, 7 o'clock in the afternoon.
And, well, that's Central. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.
Okay.
What was its best partner?
Debt.
No.
Oh, Shop Till You Drop?
Yep.
They might be picking up Shop Till You Drop.
Yeah, because it's dirt cheap.
Grandma, get in the box!
No, they're not going to do the 2000 episodes. They'll probably do the 90... I want to see them do the 93 episodes.
with Mark L. Wahlberg,
Yep.
also known as Chris Harrison's twin brother. Seriously, look at them side by side. They are almost identical.
No, they're not. I mean, let's face it. One wouldn't be caught dead hosting a trashy dating show.
Well,
again.
One of them was. Or some crappy lie detector show.
Again.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing to see that he got I'm grateful for him that he got himself a step up to doing the Antiques Roadshow, which he does a great job with, by the way.
Yep. And also, was it he or Todd Newton who does a lot of Price is Right live?
Todd Newton does a lot of it live, but
Okay.
Mark has also done it live.
Yeah.
Fun thing, Price is Right Live's coming to Knoxville next month.
Oh, there you go. Are you going to go?
It's going to be on a Thursday night, and I probably won't be able to get the day off work. It's on April the 8th at the Tennessee Theater, which just go to be at the Tennessee Theater. It is absolutely gorgeous.
By the way, if AEW or comes to the Knoxville area, are you going to go?
I'll try.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I want to see what the fuss is about.
You know what? That's all we could ask.
Take in Le Champion.
Well, no longer Le Champion. Moxley's got it.
All is right with the world.
Yep. And by the way, War Games is coming back.
In AEW or NXT?
AEW.
Can they legally call it War Games?
They're calling it Blood and Guts.
Ah, okay.
Because MLW has the rights to War Games.
Are you serious?
Yeah. See?
I had no clue.
I'm pretty sure MLW has it.
So WWE has to pay them to do War Games in NXT.
Yep. That's my hunch.
That is in freaking insane.
Well, I think they got it in between when nobody was using it and the fall War Games thing lapsed in 2017. They swooped it up. Interesting to say the least. You know, AEW could have called it the Match Beyond.
That's true, and they could have gotten away with it.
Mm-hmm. But all this talk about War Games reminds me, I am glad Buzzr is still pulling out all these classics, you know, these hidden gems. Still gives me hope that one day, maybe one day, we'll get Joker 90 back on the air.
It is a game of definition.
One can dream. Or maybe they'll air Definition.
That's going to be a huge problem.
Yeah, I know. Not a lot exists.
Yeah, from according to the amazing documentary, The Search for Canada's Game Shows, which you all should check out. All 6 episodes are on CanadaGameShows.com. Check them all out. They're amazing. And some of our friends are on them.
Yep, Ryan Vickers just had a little documentary piece of himself.
Yep, TV's Ryan Vickers.
Yep, Adam Neediff in a great Monty Hall shirt.
Yep. Also, they interviewed. If you're going to check out any one segment, because they put little snippets on their YouTube channel, check out the video about the failure that was Pitfall.
Mm-hmm. It is still quite interesting. It also a little bit about the failure that was the 1980 version of Let's Make a Deal.
Oh, yes, which gave us Monty dollars.
Mm-hmm. Because they wanted to hide they were taping in Canada.
Yep, and so they said that you would get the equivalent in American currency or Canadian currency, which, if you got to check it out, that was a cheap jack version of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, everybody took the American currency, so no wonder they're in the whole 250,000.
Because back then the U.S. dollar was worth, I think, like what, 20 cents more than the Canadian dollar.
$1.33 more.
Kind of reminds me of they were talking one time about, because when I was watching the WWE Network, they were talking about the in Canada, they had Bret Hart on there, and they're talking about how everyone was scared of somebody, and then Michael Hayes goes, "No, they were all scared of the dungeon and your dad." And Bret Hart goes, "You weren't scared of my dad, you were scared of the dollar, like 20 cents less back then, so you kind of worried."
But we still got great stuff like Jackpot and Chain Reaction. That was all good. I know stuff that won't air on Buzzr anytime soon because they're owned by Sony. So just to go over stuff that what I find interesting, because they have Buzz on Buzzr, stuff that they could air. They have the entire Goods and Todman library. They have Supermarket Sweep.
Exception of The Price is Right.
Barker Onward.
Well, no, because they're also showing the Bill Cullen version,
which they're no longer airing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Just got pulled.
I'm happy that they brought that. I'm happy they brought. I hate that they had to get rid of it.
Yep. The owner wants to go, where everything is in color.
Boo.
It happens. All of Goods and Todman, except for Price is Right. They have the entire. I want to say they have the entire. I think they just own Pressure Luck. I don't think they have the rest of Bill Carruthers stuff, or whatever exists of Carruthers stuff. They have Red Grundy.
So, okay, because they got Sale of the Century. I'm shocked they haven't brought Scrabble back out yet.
That has some legal ramifications with it.
Really?
Hasbro.
That's right, because Hasbro owns the rights to Scrabble now. Because back then it was Selcho and Richter.
Yep.
Don't lawyers just ruin everything?
Well, my friend Jamie's graduating from law school in 2 months, and she's going to become one.
Don't most lawyers ruin everything?
Thank you for that.
Okay. Well, my buddy Sharon Sinclair is becoming an attorney as well. So there you
go. Buzz was Ralph Edwards' Stu Billett.
Buzz. A few game show titles that was an onomatopoeia.
Mm-hmm. And a good one too. So that means Edwards Billett. Didn't they do Celebrity Sweepstakes? No, that was Ralph Andrews. Where's that Ralph Edwards?
Ralph Edwards, Stu Billett. They did the People's Court, but that was
Crosswits.
That's right, Crosswits.
So Crosswits is a possibility.
Yes.
And True for Consequences.
I'd be shocked if that show ever gets aired.
Well, we know that it exists. At least a lot of the syndicated version exists.
Yes.
I think it could still air. And also another handful of shows that they own. They escape me. But they still have a good chunk of shows they could draw from. Heck, they could poach Whammy from GSN.
I don't know if they could do that, but
they produced it. Think about it.
Yeah.
Like, I had an idea for their primetime schedule and how they could balance everything. Like, you start at 7 o'clock, go 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s and beyond. Like, for 7 o'clock, you'd have Password Plus and Concentration. Then you have the 80s with Sale of the Century and the all-new Let's Make a Deal. At 9 o'clock, you'd have Supermarket Sweep and Shop Till You Drop. And at 10 o'clock, You get Celebrity Name Game and Family Feud with John O'Hurley.
There you go. John O'Hurley was very underrated as a Family Feud MC.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think classic fans would whine too much that John O'Hurley Family Feud gets on the air because that's a version that they like.
Yeah, well, it's not been done to death by GSN.
Well, it was done to death years ago.
But enough time has passed.
Yeah. And they don't air the Bullseye version, so that makes sense. So yeah, Concentration coming to GSN. Not GSN, but Concentration coming to Buzzr. Get those DVRs ready, folks. I know I am.
Good stuff.